Hi, I'm Kathy. I'm from the Learning Center at Red Willow, and I'm here with my friends Amanda and Larry, and we are here to announce that we are kicking off our annual Missoula Gives event this year. And Missoula Gives, of course, is the Missoula Community Day of Giving, and it is April 30th and May 1st. And this year, we have chosen to fundraise for Freedom on the Inside, which is Missoula's jail yoga and meditation program. So I'm really delighted that both Amanda and Larry are here because they both are teaching in the facility, and I thought it would be really great to get some perspective from each of them about why this work is so important and you know why they are passionate and involved in this program, FOTI, Freedom on the Inside. So, Larry, let's start with you. What's important about this to you?
Well, I think the biggest, the thing that impacts me the most is just a sense of service and giving back to others, you know, especially in these marginalized or underserved communities, being able to come together as a team and provide those services where they're most needed is probably the biggest personal benefit that I take from working for FOTI.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, you're primarily working with the adult men, so we teach you know, for the adult men, adult women, and also juveniles. Amanda teaches for both the juvenile population as well as the adult women. A little different gig, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know, I teach in other places, and as a teacher, it provides this space where I have to be on my toes, right? And every class is totally different, but when you go into the juvenile class, you might have a handful of students, and there's always this moment of calm. And that's when I know that the work is happening, right? Their nervous systems are able to relax, and they come back. I have students who come back each week and talk about, well, I did my belly breathing, or I did a little bit of neck rolls, I was feeling a headache, and so you know that the skills are actually translating.
So they're using them. Yeah, they're using them.
Yeah.
So what do you guys hear? You know, I hear like the general remarks that come from the, you know, the corrections officer, you know, the facility officers, and certainly from the, you know, the jail personnel about, you know, things seem calmer, that there's less, you know, less behavior problems, less violence, that kind of thing within the inmate population. But you guys are boots on the ground with the students. So what are you seeing? What do you see in the jail?
Yeah, I would say that that's a pretty accurate reflection of what I get to see when I teach in the jail. Is there's definitely a level of calmness and adaptability that I see in the course of the hour that I get to spend with the folks. And I think as a teacher, it's also personally rewarding because I have to think that I have an hour to impart some skills on an individual that I may or may not see again. So what can I fit in that hour that is most impactful that they can take away? And a lot of that is exactly what Amanda mentioned earlier, breathing techniques or ways just to calm the nervous system. And those are probably the most impactful things that I think that we as teachers can impart on them in the short time that we have with them.
Exactly. And they're grateful. Yeah. So what do you see, Amanda?
I remember one of my more recent classes, I had a woman who came into the room very agitated, just strung out and couldn't sit still, and by the end of class, she was sitting, she was calm, she was like, I feel like I can do this. I can be in my body now. And for me, when I'm teaching, one of the main goals is coming back to the body. That somatic experience where it's like you're taking skills that remind you, bring you back to the experience of the presence and give you that resiliency through your experience that you'll be able to take once you're outside. And that is the goal for me. So I look at the students when they walk in the room and when they walk out, and there's a huge shift in their presence, calmness, and openness, the ability to work through that experience.
Exactly, yeah. So this is a really important work, and I think all of the instructors and everybody associated with Freedom on the Inside is really passionate about the work that we do, because we do see some really remarkable transformations happen with these people. Yeah,
one last thing that I'd like to add is, especially on the male side, what I notice as an instructor is we're exposing them to therapies that I would say that 95% of them have never encountered before. So I think that imparting that on them and them being open to that. That's a personal journey that each of them are making that they wouldn't otherwise kind of find. So I see that as an opportunity as instructor, is that this is my chance to encounter folks that would never encounter what
Right.
we're offering here.
Right.
So I see that as a blessing every time that I get to go in there and deliver this.
Yeah. I think that's absolutely true. I think that's absolutely true.
Yeah, it gives, the other piece that I love so much is it gives the opportunity of agency.
Right.
Which in
Right.
that setting, there is no agency, right? Everything is planned, your whole day and your experience is completely planned.
Right.
But in that moment, in that hour we have in yoga, they have agency over how they're choosing to react
Right.
and giving tools in the future outside of that setting
Right.
that again come back to the body and are like, okay, instead of escalating, instead of maybe getting into a fight, an altercation, I can come back to these tools.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's great because these people are going to re-enter the community. You know, these are our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our coworkers, right? Yeah. So this is a great program, and I would absolutely encourage you to look into Freedom on the Inside more. You can go to our website. It's www.redwillowlearning.org if you're interested in learning more about this amazing program. As far as Missoula Gives goes, we are primed and ready for the donations that will come in during the Missoula Gives portion of this campaign. We are asking, our goal this year is $10,000. So we are looking for, I think, a reasonable amount of money to get us through fiscal year 2020 to keep these programs funded and without interruption in service. There is a lot of ability to be able to go online and make these gifts. You can go to our website and you can do a pledge gift as well. Those count. So even amounts as modest as $10 a month is really important. It adds up over time. And I also want to give a big shout out, thank you to Jennifer Hoover from Hot House Yoga. So she will be hosting our donor party on Friday, May 1st. So it's First Friday. It's going to be lovely by then, I'm sure, right? It's going to be a lovely, lovely weather. And we'll be downtown. We're going to have food. We can thank Northwestern Energy for providing food and beverages for the event. So we got free food, we got free beverages, and a really great time. An opportunity for you to meet a lot of the instructors as well as help support Freedom on the Inside. So thank you very much and hope to see you on May 1st.